Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking you on, well, a journey to a corner of the world where luxury isn't just about lavish living.
No, it's also about a rapidly appreciating, increasingly scarce asset.
Exactly. We're talking about beachfront villas in Phuket. And just for clarity right at the start, that's pronounced Phuket, not Phuket.
Right, Phuket. And it's a market that genuinely deserves a closer look, especially right now.
So the basis for our deep dive today is a really insightful article called Phuket's Beachfront Villas, Scarce Assets, Soaring Value.
Yeah, and what's great is that this isn't just some general overview. It comes directly from Ocean Worldwide.
Ah yes, Ocean Worldwide. They've been deep in the luxury residential real estate market there in Phuket and Koh Samui since way back in 2004, haven't they?
They have. So they really, really have their finger on the pulse of this specific niche. We're talking insights curated by people like Gail Ovidé-Tien, who heads up marketing there.
Right. He uses that real-time market analysis to connect buyers with these, well, pretty unique properties.
And you've got Sandra O'Neill, the agency director, who's personally helped, literally thousands of families and investors over the years. Their experience gives this whole thing real weight.
Absolutely. So our mission today is basically to unpack why these properties are so sought after.
We'll dig into the market dynamics driving that value, explore what makes them such compelling investments, and, frankly, just dream homes.
Yeah, the goal is to give you, our listener, a clear, concise understanding of this very specific, very high-value part of the global property scene.
Okay, let's start with just the sheer allure. Forget the glossy brochures for a second.
Right. Imagine the actual reality. Waking up to the sound of the Andaman Sea, stepping out onto your own terrace, coffee in hand, sea breeze.
It's worlds away from city life. It's not just about buying a property. It's about stepping into this unparalleled coastal lifestyle.
That's the daily reality for the people lucky enough to own one of these Phuket beachfront villas.
It really is an experience that defines owning one. You know, morning swims straight from your doorstep, sunset cocktails on your own terrace.
That constant connection to the sea, it's a real escape.
It is. But what's really fascinating is how this huge lifestyle appeal translates directly into some genuinely exclusive investment opportunities.
And that's where it gets interesting, isn't it? These aren't just beautiful places to live, they're smart investments.
Definitely. We're seeing consistently high demand, which, naturally pushes prices up.
Plus, the rental income potential is excellent. Phuket is always popular with tourists.
Always. And the critical factor, the one the article really hammers home, is the extremely limited supply. There's only so much beachfront land in Phuket, period.
Which makes these existing villas inherently more valuable. It's scarcity in action.
Exactly. So looking at the bigger picture, getting a beachfront villa there isn't just about the potential financial return, though that can be significant.
It's more about securing your own tangible piece of paradise that you can actually enjoy.
Right, while simultaneously building a really valuable asset. It's that powerful mix that's fueling its growing international appeal. It's drawing in buyers from all over.
And Phuket has really cemented its place as a top-tier luxury destination.
It has, and importantly, it still offers a relatively accessible property market for international investors, which is a major pull factor.
Plus, you can't ignore the infrastructure improvements. New roads, amazing shopping centers, world-class restaurants.
Yeah.
It all adds to the island's appeal and convenience.
And then there's the lifestyle stuff, the warm climate, the friendly local culture. It makes it a really welcoming place.
You can see that reflected in the sheer number of luxury residence developments popping up.
Which brings us neatly to the core market dynamics. And as the article mentions, some valuations that are, well, pretty eye-watering.
So what's actually happening on the ground right now? The experts seem to be anticipating a, quote, noticeable jump in property values across Phuket before the end of this year.
Yeah, and it's not just wishful thinking. It's based on that sustained increased demand we talked about, and of course, that incredibly tight supply.
Classic economics, really, but sort of amplified in this high-end, highly desirable luxury market.
Absolutely, and while the prices for these top-tier properties are already high, they're either holding firm or actually continuing to climb.
Which makes you ask, what really justifies that kind of premium? It's got to be more than just bricks and mortar.
Oh, definitely. Location is obviously huge, but it's equally about the quality of the build, the design, the overall exclusivity. You're not just buying a house.
You're buying into a lifestyle, a meticulously crafted one. That intangible value is a big driver of the price.
Exactly. So if we look beyond basic supply and demand, what are the main engines pushing this market forward?
Well, it seems pretty clear. Increased foreign investment is one. That inherent scarcity driving prices is another.
Yeah.
And then there's just the undeniable appeal of the Phuket lifestyle itself.
It does feel like a kind of self-reinforcing cycle.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, the Phuket property market doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's tied into broader global economic trends, what's happening with local infrastructure development, even shifts in tourism patterns.
Right. So for any potential investor, understanding those bigger forces is pretty crucial for trying to anticipate future value.
Definitely key for making informed decisions.
Okay, one trend that seems particularly strong in Phuket right now is the rise of branded residences.
Ah, yes, the branded residences. The concept's quite clever, isn't it? Properties linked with big, well-known hotel chains.
So it offers buyers more than just a home. It's a specific lifestyle package, plus potentially a solid return on investment.
And we're seeing real appetite for these from both Thai buyers and international investors. The benefits are pretty obvious.
Like what?
Well, you get the assurance of a trusted brand name, plus perks like concierge services, professional property management, often access to the hotel's facilities too.
That trust factor must make a difference, especially for rental returns.
Big time.
So it makes them seem like a safe bet. In the market, you get the luxury living and the investment potential wrapped up together.
Exactly. Knowing your property is managed by an established brand adds a huge layer of confidence, especially if you don't live there full time.
And given the talk about rising prices in Phuket, investing in one of these now, it could be a smart move. Networks like Third Homes specifically target them, which says something.
Precisely. These partnerships between developers and luxury hotel brands are really central to their success. You get the best of both worlds, stunning properties, and top-notch service.
It really reflects that broader trend in luxury property, where people want the experience, the lifestyle, and the secure asset all rolled into one.
Definitely. Now, if we had to pick one area on the island that's really becoming synonymous with this kind of luxury, Kamala Beach springs to mind.
Ah, Kamala, yes. It's rapidly emerging as a truly prime location in Phuket. It has some of the finest real estate, from very chic condos to these sprawling villas, all very high-end.
And the numbers back that up. Luxury condos in Kamala, for example, they're commanding prices around SGD 6,750 to 8,100 per square meter.
Wow, that's roughly, what, USD 5,000 to 6,000? That really shows the premium on that specific location.
It does. And the way they're developing Kamala is quite strategic, too. They seem focused on balancing the natural beauty with adding modern conveniences and luxury amenities.
Smart. And it seems to be working in terms of attracting global investors.
Absolutely, at an increasing rate. Kamala's unique mix, plus the overall buzz around the Phuket property market, it makes it very attractive.
So for anyone looking at investing in Phuket or even Koh Samui real estate, Kamala really stands out. Prime beachfront, good rental potential, capital appreciation.
And growing international recognition. Yeah, it ticks a lot of boxes.
This seems like a good point to look at some concrete examples. Let's start with Montague.
Right, Montague. This project really sets a benchmark for mixed-use development. It's a huge integrated venture. You've got the Narai Group from Thailand, Filian Capital from Singapore, and ARCH Capital from Hong Kong all involved.
That's a serious lineup. And didn't its master plan win an award?
It did. Best Mixed-Use Developer, Thailand, at the Property Guru Asia Property Awards in 2023. That recognizes the sheer scale, 178 acres, and the sensitive way they've used the land, from the mountainside right down to the beach.
So it's designed as a whole community.
Exactly. An integrated lifestyle community. It offers beachfront and resort condos, a luxury hotel, high-end villas, shops, restaurants, beach clubs. Basically everything you need in one place. A complete lifestyle experience.
And has it sold well?
Very well. Strong demand, plus that prime Kamala Beach location. And think about it, with beachfront land becoming so scarce elsewhere, like in Natai, developments like Montague become even more attractive, especially with Phuket property values expected to rise.
Okay, and then there's Villa Bohemia. That sounds like a prime example of pure luxury living.
It really is. It's nestled on a hillside near Layan Beach, so it's tranquil, but still incredibly convenient for top restaurants, shops, the beach.
And the airport. That's always a consideration.
It's a 20-minute drive to Phuket International. Very accessible for a sea view property like this.
So the views must be something else.
Oh, absolutely. It faces west over Bang Tao Bay, so the source mentions amazing sunsets. The whole design is built around maximizing those views, Huge windows, open spaces.
Built in 2010, you said.
Yeah, and impeccably maintained. It's huge, 1,000 square meters. It has a 15-meter infinity pool, these soaring vaulted ceilings, floor-to-ceiling windows,
Sounds incredible. What about the master suite?
a proper sanctuary. It even has its own lounge area, a private balcony, and a spa-like bathroom.
Wow. The interior design sounds impressive, too. Expansive living areas, high ceilings.
Open plan designs, perfect for family life, but also for entertaining. And there's this wonderful seamless flow between indoors and outdoors. Big sliding doors opening onto terraces, the pool area, gardens. You really get to embrace the Phuket weather.
And those private master retreats you mentioned.
Yeah,
Designed as real escapes with sea views.
exactly. That meticulous attention to detail, from the initial design right through to the ongoing upkeep, it really enhances the investment potential.
And underlines the importance of professional management, I imagine.
Absolutely. These high-end properties can command premium rental rates. That means substantial profit potential, which can really help offset the costs of ownership, especially if it's part of a proven rental program.
Right, for an investor, a well-run rental program is critical. You want one with a strong track record, high occupancy, attracting guests who are willing to pay top dollar.
That makes a huge difference to your returns. And to maintain that value and appeal, you need impeccable property maintenance. It's just non-negotiable at this level.
So professional management companies handle everything: cleaning, repairs.
Yep, routine stuff right up to major repairs. It ensures the property stays pristine, protecting its value and desirability.
That's where having on-site management services must be invaluable.
Totally. It offers huge convenience and security. Teams on hand for guest check-ins, concierge services, arranging excursions. It's especially vital for owners who don't live in Phuket full-time. Gives you real peace of mind.
The source gave some illustrative income figures, didn't it?
It did. Just as an example, a 3-bedroom villa might potentially net around £174,720 annually. A 5-bedroom could reach up to £349,440. These are based on certain rates and occupancy, of course.
Important caveat there, always best to consult with financial advisors for personalized projections.
Always. But it gives you an idea of the potential.
It's also fascinating how these Phuket beachfront villas manage to strike that perfect balance, accessible yet secluded.
It's a tricky balancing act, but they seem to pull it off. You're moments away from everything you need, but you still feel like you're in your own peaceful world.
So short drives to good restaurants, shopping, entertainment.
Yeah, often just 5 to 15 minutes to the nearest town, maybe 10 to 25 minutes to the big shopping centers. Very convenient.
And for international buyers, that airport proximity is a big plus. You mentioned 20 to 40 minutes typically.
That's about average. It really cuts down on travel stress after a long flight.
Yet, despite being close to everything, the villas themselves offer real peace and quiet.
Absolutely. They're often deliberately situated amidst natural beauty, lush gardens, those stunning sea views, direct beach access, sometimes just steps away.
It really is like having your own private sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
You can properly unwind, get away from the hustle, but still have all the modern conveniences right there when you want them.
That unique equilibrium is definitely a major factor driving both how desirable they are and why their value keeps climbing.
Okay, let's touch on the practical side, actually securing one of these freehold beachfront villas. How does that work, especially for foreign buyers?
Right, the practicalities. For foreigners, probably the most common and straightforward route is owning it through a Thai-limited company.
That structure gets around the direct foreign freehold restrictions.
Effectively, yes. It provides a solid legal framework for ownership and also makes future transfers easier. Another option, though less common for villas specifically, is a long-term leasehold, typically 30 years, often with options to renew.
And the buying process itself. It sounds exciting, but I imagine there are crucial steps.
Oh, absolutely. Non-negotiable steps. It starts with thorough due diligence. You need to check the land titles, zoning rules, all the legal stuff meticulously.
Get everything verified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then comes the sales agreement. And this is vital. Always have it reviewed carefully by your own independent lawyer.
Don't just rely on the seller's documents.
Never. The final step is the official transfer of ownership at the land department. It's easy to get caught up in the dream, but these boring bits, the proper legal checks, are absolutely essential for a secure investment.
This sounds like where having expert guidance is really invaluable.
Definitely. Local real estate agents, like the team at Ocean Worldwide we mentioned earlier, who know the Phuket market inside out, know the legal landscape, they can guide you through everything.
Finding the right property, negotiating, connecting you with good lawyers.
All of it. They're there to make sure the whole process is smooth and transparent. The key advice really is ask every single question you have. Don't feel rushed. It's a huge investment.
Take your time, do your homework.
Precisely.
Okay, so to sort of wrap this all up, the main takeaway seems crystal clear. Beachfront villas in Phuket are becoming genuinely scarce.
They are. And that scarcity is significantly driving up their value. This isn't just a passing trend. It feels like a real fundamental shift in that luxury market.
So for anyone out there thinking about getting a piece of this island paradise, especially right on the water,
The article's message is pretty direct. The time to act is now. The window might be narrowing.
and maybe a final thought to leave our listeners with, what does it really mean when a property goes beyond being just a beautiful home and becomes, as the source puts it, more and more special?
That's a great question. What does that rarity imply for the future of luxury real estate, not just in Phuket, but maybe globally?
And what kind of legacy does owning something like that represent for the people who managed to secure a piece of this scarce and soaring market? Something to think about.